Hello, Freedom family. This is my mother, Lise. If you haven't seen her before, this is her. Anyway, we're going to be talking about some products today because my mum joined me on tour halfway through the tour and really had to convince me to bring these products on board, but I'm really glad that she did. Now, my mum has suffered from radiation sickness, or EHS is what they call it, for years and years. It's really actually affected our family. Mum was stuck inside for almost an entire year. Mum and dad spent time apart because mum was so sick she couldn't go on holidays, she couldn't go to malls, she couldn't even go to church unless she wore an entire outfit over herself, like a sheet over her. And so it was really affecting our family. But because of that, mum was inspired to do a lot of research, and she found these products that she's about to go into a lot more detail about. Now, I, like many of you maybe, thought people like my mum were making it up. Maybe they just were a hypochondriac or something like that, you know? And I'm sorry about that. But once mum started using these products herself, and I saw her coming on tour with me, going to malls for hours and hours and not being sick, for me it was obvious that they worked. On top of that, and can I say as well that I've got quite a good constitution from my father on the Dutch side, and I just don't feel anything. Honestly, I feel nothing. So sometimes people like us can think that it's in their heads because we don't know how they feel until we see it firsthand. Now, it really made sense to me when other people started to tell me the differences that it made in their lives. So when I first brought on the products, I was still a little bit nervous about it, you know. And then we went to this one event in Perth, and there was this 14-year-old boy who the family had to move out of Perth just to get him away from all the electromagnetic radiation and things like that. They didn't really know what was wrong with him, but he couldn't go to church, he couldn't serve on the altar, he couldn't go to any sports, they couldn't go on any holidays, same as my mum, but a young boy, how terrible. And it was like really hot that day, and he was wearing a hoodie because the hoodie had a silver lining in it that would protect him, and it wasn't even 100% protective because my mum tested him. She does kinesiologists, so she can test how effective products are, and that's why we know that these are the best, or she knows that they are the best, and I trust her on that. Anyway, this boy bought some of these products, which we'll go into, but especially this portable dome here. I don't know how it works, okay? But it just does, because literally within 3 days, he was going to gymnasiums. Then 2 weeks later, they went on their first family holiday in goodness knows how long. He couldn't go to restaurants before, now he can go to restaurants. You know, this is a 14-year-old boy. He has no reason to lie. He has no reason to make up that it's working or not working. And that's kind of when I really became sold on the whole concept. Sorry it took me so long, Mum. It took other people to tell me. You know how it is with daughters and mothers, you know? And then also, Mum's going to go into a lot more detail about these products, but this one here, someone said, oh yeah, I got one of those. You just plug it into your house, right? I was thinking, how can you plug something into your house and it make a difference? That's just stupid, right? And then this lady told me that she plugged it into her house, and she lived in suburbia, like with houses all over the place. And she said within 20 minutes of plugging it in, there was birds all over her backyard. So if you don't like birds, then you probably shouldn't get one of these. But to me, that showcased straight away that birds felt safe in her backyard as opposed to all the other houses around. So it took other people to convince me. Sorry, Mum. But Mum's going to go into all the details of these products right now, and you can get them all on my website at monicasmith.com/shop. And feel free to email to ask more questions. My mum would be happy to help.
Mm-hmm. Hi. I'm sure that a lot of the Freedom family members already have researched into EMF products, and you've tried a number of them yourselves. But for those of you who are still researching or we're never quite sure, I can share the experiences that I've had, the mistakes that I've made, and the best products at the best price that I've come across over the years. So we spent over $10,000 because we wanted to stay on our beautiful 10-acre property, trying to make it safe for me. And in the end, we discovered that we built on granite rock, which emits radon gas. And that took me 3 years to figure out. And the experts didn't come up with it. I took a building biology course so that I would never again have to live in a sick house. and able to test it for myself. I bought the equipment, and then I noticed that some of the equipment works on reading certain EMF exposures, but not all. And especially the Oregon products, you need either a biotensor or using muscle testing, kinesiology. So I took a course in that as well, so that I can always test where I am and test the products. So the premise of all of this concern is based on the fact that our bodies are negatively charged, and all of this technology puts out a positive charge. And so it really messes up with our different meridian systems, and it drains us of energy and causes all kinds of problems. A lot of the common symptoms are things like heart palpitations, or you feel really yucky in your tummy. And what happens is it really impacts on the blood. They've shown it under microscope how radiation will clump your blood cells together. And that means that instead of each individual blood cell being surrounded by oxygen, when they're clumped, you have less oxygen going to the brain. And it really explains the common symptoms like dizziness, brain fog, vertigo, also ringing in the ears, and headaches, and shortness of breath. And a lot of people who try our products that are sensitive already, they go, oh, I can feel that. I can breathe better. So the problem is with these symptoms, have you noticed that they're quite common with a lot of different other illnesses? So it's really hard to determine it. So again, like I say, it's trial and error. Watch and see where you are when you don't feel well and when you do feel well, things like that. But honestly, I think because of the radiation soup that we're living in, I think we all need protection. Don't wait until you get to the point where you're really sick. Now, before I go on to talk about the actual products, it's really important that I speak about EBV. Now, that stands for Epstein Barr virus, because these are the only products on the market I've ever found that have this infusion of EBV protection. I'll explain to you why that is so important. Do you know that they say 9 out of 10 adults have this virus in their system, and it gets activated by a great stressful situation? Now, COVID-19 was that, and a lot of people have been really sick going through that stress, but they don't put it down to, I may have triggered my EBV. They'll go to the doctor, and the doctor will likely not pick it up. And that's why it's important that you have information about it, so that you can request a blood test and the doctor will do that. But then he may say, yeah, you're positive, but he won't have a solution. You need to go to a naturopath or a homeopath, and they are really stepping up production of drops to help people to actually knock this out, even if you've had it for years and years. Now, anyone who has had chronic fatigue or Lyme's disease, problems with allergies, definitely radiation sickness, we all have the Epstein Barr virus active. And so there's such a blur about the symptoms because they're so common to many other things. So that's why it's important to get tested. A naturopath can test you with a machine or with muscle testing, okay? I'll be printing out an information sheet that will include in the orders so that you can get an overview, and then you can do some more research for yourself. But wearing these products will protect you from people who have it from reinfecting you, and that is critical. Now, Monica's promoted these and sold a lot of these Faraday bags on tour. They were great. People are so excited about them because they have silver material lining which cuts off the signal from your phone. So if you put it in here you can go away and nobody can track you. Or you can put it by your bedside at night in the pocket without turning it off. If you want to get a call, it has the option of putting it in the front. And so that's very handy. Now, the reason I started with this is because so many people asked, oh great, I'll be protected from the radiation from my phone. Unfortunately not. And that's really where it started. I said, Monica, actually, that's really important for you to offer that protection from the mobile phones at a good price. And you know what? I've got just the product for you, because I have bought 5 different companies' products to protect myself. Every one of them only tested 61% protective. I don't know why 61, I really don't. But I had to really be careful with my mobile phone. And one day I just happened to be in Cairns at a health food store and I saw this. And when I read the back of it, I thought, this can't be true. This is too good to be true. Shields up to 99.95% of the radiation. And also reduces the heat from your phone by 80%. And none of the other products ever offered that. So it's a little disc that you put on your phone. That's all it is. You just stick it on there. And the disc contains magnetic minerals, and so they neutralize the EMF. When this is on your phone, you have a shield of a meter surrounding you. So within that meter, you are safe using your phone. Now, the beauty about that is if you have a baby on your lap, that baby, while it's with you and you're using your phone, is also protected, and that is really important. People don't realize that children's brains are developing and their skull is thinner and they have more liquid around their brains. So that means that they actually absorb more radiation than we do. It's really sad. And what I love is that Monica took a gamble and she ordered 3,000 of these so that she could keep the price down so that people can afford it. Online, I've seen them for $29, $39, and $49. We are offering them for $20. So that means, you know, you can't afford to put it on all of your children's phones, mom and dad. So important. And with Christmas coming, they're a great Christmas stuffer, or you pop them into a Christmas card. Now, for people who are sensitive like me, I have found this has been so amazingly useful. I wasn't able to use my hair dryer, or if I did, very quickly, and I would still feel yucky for about 10 minutes after. Because what you're doing is you're blowing positive frequency right to your head, right? I put this on, no problem. So I've been putting it on everything, because my vacuum cleaner used to make me sick, believe it or not. I couldn't have the split air system on while I was in the room. Put this on, all great. Of course, laptops and, you know, the uses are limitless. And so because Monica custom made her order, she was able to get some of them made with her favorite slogan, "We are ready." So every time you see it, you're reminded, we're ready. It's important that our bodies are protected as well. And so I, again, went out and bought a whole range of different products to protect me when I'm outside the home, especially in malls. One of them was $500 and I lost it. So I went back to Oregon, the company, because I had used them before, but again, only 61%. So I talked to Jared Beanie, and we got in the conversation. He said, you know, if you have EHS, electromagnetic hypersensitivity is the proper name for it, then you definitely have EBV. And that's another thing. What is EBV? So that's Epstein Barr virus. And I'll tell you about that in a minute. So he gifted me a pendant with EBV infusion in it. And I'm telling you, within 5 minutes of putting it on, I knew this was testing a lot more than 61%, and it was 100. And I got to the point where, you know, if I left it after a shower at home, I had to come back home to get it because I could not go out anywhere, shopping for sure, without it on. I love it that it's so affordable. So we sell them for $60. They are also very light. Yeah, I mean, look at it. You think, how is it possible that that can do what you're saying it does? But it does. It's, just trust me. We don't know how mobile phones work either, but they work, right? These are so light and easy to wear. I even recommend them for your children when they go to school. And you can just cut the cord and pin them inside their pocket. Ladies, we don't like to have an extra cord, black cord around our neck, do we? So I used to pin it and put it inside my bra. But then Oregon came out with a bracelet. And yeah, it's $135, a little bit more, but so convenient because I have it on all the time. It looks pretty, and I can never forget it. I do take it off to go in the shower, however, because I don't think the heat from the shower is good for the nylon cord, so I don't want to take any chances. But I know to put it back on because I just absolutely need it. There is this color, and there is a beautiful light pink, which I don't have right now to show you. It's called Quintessy, and they come in a package like that. These pendants come in 3 colors that we carry, okay? So there's blue, the men like the blue, yellow, children like the yellow, like the sunshine, and I love the Christmas edition, the white, because it doesn't show through clothing, okay? Now, these protect you 8 meters circumference around, and it neutralizes the effects of over 30 different noxious radiation sources. So it works. Now, it also protects from shedding, which is something that's just come up recently. Shedding is actually becoming known as a very dangerous source of radiation. Something we never expected. The charge is very strong. And you keep getting hit all the time by different people. So it's all the more important to be protected from this happening. And so the home is the next place to consider. And the beautiful thing about looking at a device to protect your home from so many different sources of radiation, like even people don't realize their oven, you know, those cooktops are really strong. All kinds of things. And the whole family is protected. We spend most of our time in our home. It's really important to look at protecting your home, especially since 5G has come to play. We knew 5G was not going to be good news, but it's worse than we thought. So I'll just quickly mention this, and then with our orders, we include some more detailed information about what I'm going to mention to you. It's important we know about this. So the transmission isn't occurring from pole to pole. It's actually also going down the pole into the ground, connecting with other EMF sources and creating a grid under the ground, and it travels. And honestly, it's really frightening to think about this in cities. So most buildings in the cities would probably have this electromagnetic ground current. And the beautiful thing is that these products address it. So for your home, I strongly recommend the Geoclense that it gets plugged in. Because by plugging it in, what you do is you connect it to the whole electrical circuit of your home. And it also prevents a power surge, and the dirty electricity is canceled out. So it's really effective. And if you put it in an area where the grandchildren aren't going to take it out to play with it, you're sure that it's always there, always protecting you. A lot of people like to put them in their office where the most congestion of EMFs are found, and that's a good thing. And you know what? The pets love it as well. They feel the difference. Now, most products to do the whole home are expensive. you know, like from 1,500 to 5,000. Some of them now are not strong enough to deal with the 5G, so it's wasted investment. And for $200, that's it. It's really designed to take it all. And it's, again, the 30 different sources of EMFs that this covers. And there is a travel version of the Geoclense, because, you know, you can't go and plug this into a restaurant, but you can take this with you in your purse and put it on the cafe table. And the whole room, actually, everybody benefits when you do that. You just have to remember to take it back, right? It is actually a friend of people like me who are hypersensitive. I got to the point now when 5G came in, even the Pendant wasn't strong enough when I went to a mall. And so, believe it or not, there are quite a few of us doing this. We actually wear it. And it fits very nicely in the bra. And I'd rather have an extra lump under my arm than be sick and have to come home. We sell both of these colors. Now, so we've done the phone, we've done the body, the home. Guess what? Where else do we spend a lot of time and really get a radiation hit? It's in the car. It's a real Faraday cage. So all that computerized equipment in a car gets completely amplified and it goes nowhere. It sits in the car, and then you drive by some towers and it adds some more, and it's an absolute disaster for people who are sensitive. Children will get cranky, they'll fight. It impacts on driver drowsiness. So this little, it's called a car harmonizer, and that's exactly what it does, because it takes all that noxious static frequency happening in the car and it creates a healthy, calm environment where everything is balanced and neutralized. And all you do is, if you have a cigarette lighter, you take one of these little doohickeys and you put it in. You can still have a second one to plug in your phone. That's all you do, and I leave it in there all the time. I have a spare one in my purse in case I'm in a taxi or someone else's car, because I'll get sick right away. A lot of cars have got these nifty little USB ports now, so it's very, very handy. People are noticing that their pets prefer the car that has the car harmonizer in it, because dogs especially, they're really sensitive to frequency. Only $80, and you have it forever. It even apparently helps with fuel economy. It was such an honor to be able to go on tour with Monica and actually have something to contribute like this, because it made me feel like what I went through has merit and is able to help other people. After the event, people were coming to me all the time. I was able to test them with my biotensor and muscle testing and confirm if they have EBV or not. But some of them, just like I said, by putting on the Pendant, they just felt it right away. And then we've been getting so many messages from people saying, this has changed my life. So it's been very gratifying to have this platform to be able to do it. Thanks, Monica. And to be able to reach out to our beautiful Freedom family. Bless you all.